Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
This is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM. Las Vegas, looking for a winner-takes-all way to burn off that extra energy? Welcome to Bouncy World, the ultimate climate-controlled indoor playground. We're stacking the deck with specials all week long. Cool off with Frosty Tuesdays featuring ice-cold treats for the kids. Then join us for free popcorn Thursdays, because nothing beats a salty snack after a giant bounce. And at Bouncy World, we believe every child deserves their moment to soar. Join us every Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. for Sensory Sundays. We dim the lights and turn off the music to create a calm, inclusive space designed specifically for our neurodiverse community. At Bouncy World, we fly high. From high-flying fun to inclusive play, we've got it all. Visit us at bouncyworldlv.com to book your party or check our open play hours. Bouncy World, jump into the fun today.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip-hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, thank you for tuning in. You have tuned in to the Flow with Her Flow right here at Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. You guys, every single week, I do have a special guest. You guys know that already, because I know that you tune in and I know that you share it, because I gave you that special assignment last week. So make sure that you share the show. And today is like no other. We do have another special guest on. And I always say people are goats in their own right, and she is a goat in her own right. Listen, you guys, it's getting warm. If you have found a boo and you think you're ready to commit to your boo, okay, I have the show for you today, okay? So just listen. I'm going to let this special guest introduce herself, because guess what? Who would do it better? So I'm going to turn the camera over, and thank you for tuning in. Let's go over there. Let's see.
Thank you. Hi.
Welcome, Lori. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my God. Listen, I when I did my research, like, here with you do a lot, right?
I do.
You do a lot. So let's start by saying this. You have an event planning business. Also, you do catering as well, right? And
Yes.
anything that I think is irresistible, I want it. If it's irresistible, it's got to be good, right?
Yes.
So tell me, introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Lori Megna. I am one of the owners of Irresistible Events and Catering.
Okay.
With my business partner, James Dunlap.
Okay.
And James played football at UNLV.
Okay.
And he's also a self-taught chef.
Got it. Okay. So now you said he was at UNLV?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he played football at UNLV.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go into business together, and me with my event planning background and him as a phenomenal cook.
Okay.
And so we have the secret sauce that makes every wedding special.
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to James. Can I?
Yes.
James, we're going to shout you out. And I got to taste some of your food. I'm just letting you know that now. So how long have you been in business? First of all, tell me how long you've been in Las Vegas.
I have lived here 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
Okay, originally from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Oh, I know you got some. I know it's got to be marvelous. I love Atlanta. So tell me, how did you come from Atlanta? What landed you here in Las Vegas?
Well, to be honest, our kids went to college, and it was time for us to have fun.
Okay.
And we knew the Golden Knights were moving here, or,
Right.
Starting a hockey team. We're big hockey fans. And so we decided to check off the Strip.
Okay.
Out, and we absolutely love it. This is my city. I'm never moving. I
Yeah,
just love
that's
it
how
here.
I feel too. Did you visit Las Vegas several times before you said, hey, this is where we're landing? Or did you just say, hey, listen, we had fun there maybe once or twice to get you here? How did that happen?
No, we came every year for vacation or for work, for convention.
Okay.
But we never explored off the Strip. And that's what I tell everyone is when you come to Vegas, please go off the Strip.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many phenomenal restaurants.
Yeah,
the scenery, the people are just amazing here.
Yeah, yeah. And plus the prices, if you go on the Strip, the prices are like super high. So I tell people that too when they come here and visit. So enough of that. Let's talk about what made you, first we're going to talk about James too, but what made you start the business? Did you find a need, or did you just say, you know, this is something, were you always very artsy? What made you get into the event planning business?
Well, when I lived in Atlanta, I did it for fun. I planned nonprofit and charity events for schools, churches, anybody that needed me. I did it for free.
Okay.
And that was my passion. And so when I moved here, I thought, I'm going to reinvent myself, and this is what I want to do for a living.
Right.
And so it is the most fun, most rewarding job that I've ever had, and I absolutely love it, and I'm very passionate about what I do. And I think it shows.
It does show. I saw the website and I saw the Instagram, and it definitely does show that you're passionate about what you do. Just the care that you put in it and the concern. Yeah, you're doing really well in your endeavors. Tell me this. I know that you said you moved from Atlanta to Las Vegas, right? The first thing, what did you do before you actually got into event planning?
Well, in my previous life, before children, I was a telecommunications manager.
Okay.
And then once I had children, I wanted to have more time to spend with them. So I started a small business. It was an internet Lego company, and I sold Legos on the internet nationwide, worldwide. And I had millions of pieces. And when I decided to move to Vegas, I sold my company and moved here and used the money to start this company once I got established here.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that, you know, Vegas at one point, we kind of had that thing happen in 2020 where COVID happened, and a lot of people like lost their businesses, had to reinvent themselves. Was that something that you had to go through during 2020 with your business? Because I know it's phenomenal. So did you have to try to reinvent yourself at that time?
Actually, I started right after COVID. We started our business 4 years ago. And so we didn't have any problems with that. But also during COVID, I was still doing weddings because we just turned them into backyard weddings. People don't ever stop getting married. So we are the wedding capital of the world.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right.
Literally there are so many opportunities, and we just worked nonstop all the way through COVID.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to put in a lot of work, I'm pretty sure, with an event planning, because like I said, I did event planning as well. And it's like this is the town that never sleeps. You're the event planner that never sleeps, because they're going to bother you about something. And so tell me, how many hours a day, if you're planning a wedding, how many hours a day or how many days a week do you put into planning the wedding? Because I know everything is different. Everybody's different about what they want, what they need. How many hours?
Exactly. It's very difficult to pinpoint how many hours because it is so specific to each wedding. Some weddings I only do like the day of coordinating, where I'm only there the day of. Some weddings we do full planning. Some weddings we just do the food. Some weddings we just do the decor. So it really varies upon what each couple wants from us.
Okay.
And we literally can handle from start to finish the full gamut. We have our own DJs, we have our own photo booth, our own florals. So,
that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Almost. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we pride ourselves in.
Okay.
And when I started this, I was initially just going to go into event planning, but I was like, every party has food. So we combined the two together, and it's definitely working for us extremely well.
Right. And who doesn't love food? I'm a big foodie myself. So, you know, when people come, I think half the time when people come to the reception, and that's what they're looking for is good food.
Exactly.
And so like now that you are, you know, how many weddings would you say you do a month or within a week? Or
last year I did 150 weddings.
Wow.
Yes. Between food, decor, and event planning, literally the full gamut. So
wow.
Yes.
So do you have, now I know I'm going to ask this because I know you said that it's you and James, but my question to you is, I know you have help.
Yes.
What is your staff like? How many staffers do you have that help you with maybe planning the wedding and the venues, or do you have certain venues that you already have established?
Yes to both. We do have a lot of venues that use us exclusively. And so they have their own planning for the most part. And we would just do the food or the bar or, whatever they need us to do, we're there for them. And so I have a staff of actually just 3 of us that do the planning. And then we have 5 chefs in our kitchen and probably about 30 or 40 on-call bartenders and servers.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
Yes.
And I saw that on the Instagram that you planned from 2 people to 10,000 people.
Exactly.
So you really have a big genre of things that you do. Very prolific. I love that. Answer me this. I'm going to get the tea. On a regular given day, any regular given day, this is me. I call you and I say, hey, Lori, I'm planning to get married. I'm going to have probably about 200 people. Tell me what the process would be for me, start to finish. I'm a new bride, so I'm really excited. Brides are very nervous. Most times they want it just right because you know how women are. We want it just right? And men too. But however, how do a bride calls you and she's just like really nervous. Hey, listen, I need my wedding done. What's the process that you would go through?
Well, first I find out, most women plan their wedding from childhood. And so my biggest thing that I like to zone in on is their vibe and what they're actually looking for.
Okay.
And now it's so good that we have the internet because people can send me inspiration pictures that they want their colors, what they're interested in. So the first thing I do is ask them some basic questions. Your guest count. Do you already have a venue? The budget. The budget is the most important thing. And most people do not feel comfortable sharing a budget.
Right.
But the reason why it is so important is I'm not going to give you a price for your wedding that includes steak and lobster if you don't have that within your budget. And I'm not asking the budget to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm asking it so I can plan a wedding within your means.
Right.
I pride myself, I do not go over anyone's budget. It's super important to me not to do that. But I will be realistic with you if you come back to me and say, I have $15 a person. It's very difficult to do a whole lot with that. So we do start to finish. We can do your entire wedding. A lot of times I don't charge for the planning. If you're already using us for the food, the bar, and you utilizing a lot of our other services, I don't charge you to plan.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because a lot of people, like I said, some people are working on a smaller budget, and they're wondering, how are we going to do this? And so that makes sense that you work with everybody across the board as long as they're honest with you about what they have to give, right?
Exactly.
As far as their budget. And so do you also do you do theme weddings?
Yes, give me a theme. I love it.
Yes, I want to talk about that with you, Lori. We're going to just go to one break and we're going to come back because I want to talk about the theme weddings. I am so into theme weddings. I kid you not. Like my dream wedding is the beach wedding. That is my dream wedding. I'm a beach girl, so I really love the beach. So that would be like my dream wedding, right? So we're going to come back, Lori, and we're going to go to a commercial break, and then you're going to talk some more, okay? You're listening to The Flow with Her Flow right here on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Please come back with us.
I used to find my peace in your arms. Thought your love could shelter me from the storm. But silence got heavy, the truth in your eyes. You don't want forever, just passing time. I gave you soft when you gave me stone. Try to build a home where you never belong. Now I see clearer, it's all in view. You kept me in shadows, hidden away. While your world shine bright in the brightest day, I won't be your secret, won't dim my flame. A real love won't ever put me to shame. I was the soft, I was the same, but peace don't live where respect is replaced. Now I'm walking forward, I know what to do, know what to do. The girl who once loved you, she outgrew you. Outgrew you. Like daylight breaks the night, I outgrew you. Found my worth in my own life. No ring, no promise, but I'm not confused. Love's not supposed to make me feel used, so I'm stronger now. It's the honest truth. I outgrew you. Maybe one day you'll understand what it means to hold a real woman's hand, real woman's hand. But I can't wait for a heart that won't choose. So baby, I'm done, 'cause I outgrew you. Like flowers break the ground, I outgrew you. I outgrew you. My soul can't be bound. No ring, no promise, but I'm not confused. This love was too small for the dreams I pursue. So I'm stronger, stronger. It's the honest truth. I outgrew you. I outgrew you.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip hop, R&B, and talk. You guys, I was so thirsty, I promise you. That's why it's called The Flow. People, you know, I get thirsty, okay? It's water. You guys, thank you for showing back up with me. You're listening to The Flow with Her Flow. And this is a nice cup too, by the way, just to let you know. But you're listening to Her Flow with The Flow, on The Flow, with Her Flow. Listen, on Hot 702.5 FM. You guys, we have an amazing, amazing show today. We are with Lori from Irresistible Events and Catering. And I tell you what, we got some good stuff here. If you're planning on getting married, or you know someone that's planning on getting married, or you got a new boo and you want to propose and all that stuff, guess what? I have this show for you today. And you can go back and look at this show on YouTube. You can go to Twitch. You can go to IG. You can say, Alexa, download the Hot 702.5 FM app, and you can listen to it there too. Because guess what? Every Thursday I'm blazing hot. So you're going to find an amazing show every single week. So we have Lori here. And Lori, can you reintroduce yourself for the people in the back that made it here late?
Sure.
Just kind of tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Lori Megna, one of the owners of Irresistible Events and Catering.
Okay.
And we do any party that you can imagine. We do a lot of weddings. And we can accommodate any size that you have, all the way from, you know, like you said earlier, 2 people to 1,000 people, or however many people you have in your party size, we can accommodate.
Yeah. And I'm so glad to have her here, because I have a couple of friends we'll talk later that's trying to get married here. So we'll talk later. But however, before we left, I wanted to get into theme wedding.
Weddings in the mountains, in the desert.
What's that like? What's that like in the mountains?
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
People from all over the world come here to get married.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of people from Europe want to have a desert wedding. And so we will hike out into the most intimate places, and we have sunset views. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And they will do their ceremony And sometimes we do a reception, but typically out in the desert, we just do the ceremony and then we take the reception somewhere else.
Right. And I want to ask you this because I know with the sunset weddings and it being Vegas and it being so hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, for instance, someone comes to you and they say, hey, I want to do my wedding in July or in August. Are you receptive to that? Or do you say, hey, listen, we probably need to wait because it's still hot. It gets hotter in the day here in Vegas, right? So how do you handle a couple who wants to do a sunset wedding and the temperature is, I know that's a question that's asked sometimes.
Yes, I highly recommend against it, and not so much for their comfort, but also the comfort of the team working the event. Mm-hmm. If it's over around 100 degrees and below, we can accommodate.
Right.
But anything over 100, my staff means everything to me, and I will not put them at jeopardy. Mm-hmm. We have done in the past some parties later in the evening where it does cool down. That is fine, but I highly recommend doing something a little later in the evening if you would really prefer to do an outdoor. Otherwise, I would recommend moving it. The funny thing about Vegas that people don't know is October and April are the two busiest months for weddings because our weather is just so beautiful during that time. Right. So I highly recommend moving it to a little bit better climate if you really want to have an outdoor wedding. And is it hard to determine? Because I know we're in Vegas, so it's not really hard to determine that it's going to be hot. As if you were somewhere else, you would have to determine if it's going to rain, if it's not going to rain, because we do get rain here, right? And sometimes even we get snow. So how far in advance would you tell someone to plan their wedding, get it started, and how do you determine, because you can't determine all the time what the weather's going to be, but what happens if you do have rain in maybe like a June, July, we have the we have the season of rain, I call it, and so now I call it the tsunami season because we never hardly get rain, but what do you do in the case like that? Typically what we have to worry about.
Monsoon season. I'm sorry to interrupt. I couldn't think. I was like, tsunami season. Yeah, because we get rain. The monsoon season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Typically what we have to worry about here in Vegas is actually the wind. Mm-hmm. So I always have a plan B set up so that if you do want to have an outdoor wedding and all of a sudden we get those heavy winds that we get sometimes. Yeah. I always have a plan B where we can move it indoors rapidly and not change the vibe or the scenery of the wedding, just slightly by moving it indoors. So I always have a plan B just in case, because you do not know. Like you said, sometimes we get heavy rains, and those we typically know in advance, but it's the winds that we don't really know when they're going to occur.
Exactly. And let's talk about the theme weddings. I wanted to get back into that because we kind of ran across it to talk about the weather, but let's talk about the theme weddings and tell me what type of theme weddings you offer.
Literally, we want you to have the wedding of your dreams. We like to do everything custom. So you come to us, you tell us what you want, and we will make it happen. Okay. We do work with a lot of phenomenal venues in town. So if you're looking for a venue, we can help you select a venue within your price range. But when it comes to theme weddings, I absolutely love them. A lot of people like to come to Vegas and have Elvis and the old traditional Vegas theme, the casino, in their theme of their wedding. We literally can do anything that you would like. Yeah. So when you come to us, just let us know what you want and we'll make it happen.
Lori, I don't know what I want.
You want a beach wedding.
I don't know what I want. But I mean, because there are people that just don't know what they want, especially we get into the younger generation. They come to you, and some of them know, and some of them don't, and some of them don't even know how much a wedding is going to cost. So do you sit down with them and say, okay, I know you want this, but this is what this is going to cost, and kind of try to guide them in that way. Do you do that?
Yes, exactly. Here in Vegas, for around a 100-person wedding, you're looking at a venue anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 just for the venue. That doesn't include anything with the venue. So you definitely need to budget accordingly. our catering services start at roughly for a dinner, roughly around $30 a person for our basic 2 entree, 2 side dinner. So by the time you add that, that's another $3,000. And then 90% of all weddings have some type of adult beverages.
Okay.
So you have to plan for that as well. So it does get quite expensive, but I have a lot of creative ways on how to save money and how to cut costs where nobody knows the difference.
Yeah.
For one of the little tips that I always give every single bride is you want a charger. Chargers are going to be underneath your plate, the bigger plate. Chargers are going to be anywhere from $4 to $10 each. Have your bridesmaids over and spray paint them from the Dollar Tree, and nobody knows the difference. And it looks like a $10, rented charger there.
Yeah.
So I try to give them tips and put the money where it matters the most.
That's amazing. And what's the lowest package that you have to the highest package that you have? Let's go the highest package and we're going to talk about the highest package and what it offers and the lowest package and some in between. So I kind of want you to get into more of, your packages and what they entail. You don't have to tell all of them, but just kind of give me a little backdrop on your packages.
Yeah, we can do literally, again, we like to do custom packages. So for people that are on a very, very tight budget, I highly recommend if you have a friend that lives in a nice neighborhood, maybe check into their clubhouse. Because there you will save a tremendous amount of money instead of using a venue or a backyard. If you have a friend that has a really, really nice large backyard, we can bring in tables and chairs and make it a little bit less expensive than, again, a venue. So we can literally customize it based upon your needs and, again, back to your budget. Or we can go super high end, and even though we have our own catering company, we also plan weddings in the casinos, which have their own catering. So literally we can go anywhere. We are event planners. Of course, we prefer if you use our food, but we don't necessarily have to use our food. Yes.
Okay. Do you contract out for, let's say, the lighting and for other things that you need for weddings? You contract? Okay.
Lighting, tables, chairs.
DJs, that kind of thing.
Yes. DJs, we have our own.
Okay.
But for the furniture or lighting, we do have preferred vendors that we use.
Absolutely. What type of DJs do you have? Do you have anywhere from R&B to hip hop to jazz to country?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And what I do is I give each bride and groom basically it's like a package that they kind of fill out so that we learn a little bit more about them. And then based upon their genre of music is how we pick our DJs.
Okay.
And then everybody gets excited in the beginning and they want to meet the DJ. They want to meet everybody right away. But you have to understand, we don't assign those until closer to the date of the wedding.
Right.
So about a month out is when actually you get to talk to the DJ, get to start your day of coordinating and things along those lines. So we kind of wait. And I know you're excited and everything in the beginning, but you kind of have to wait because of staffing issues. If you book your wedding a year out, we don't know who's going to be available a year out. So we just book everything probably closer to the date.
How long would you say? Maybe 3 to 4 months?
Now, as far as booking a wedding, the sooner the better. But when it comes to meeting your staff, who's going to be at your wedding and your coordinator and the DJs and things along those lines about a month prior.
A month prior.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be a big question for you, so I know you can answer it. With this being a town that is LGBTQIA friendly, do you also perform same-sex marriages?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes. We have done a lot of same-sex marriages.
Okay.
We are very diverse. On the weekends, we do a drag brunch, which is so much fun. At Gypsy, they are a lot of fun to go to. We handle any kind of wedding from start to finish again.
Okay, and now I know Gypsies because they were closed for a while.
Yes.
Did they remodel there? Or did they?
Yes, it is stunningly beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
And they do have a drag brunch Saturday and Sunday.
Saturdays. Thank
Yeah.
you for telling us.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, drag brunch on Saturday. I'm gonna come. I want to be there. What time does it start, Lori?
I want to say noon.
Noon. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
meet you there.
Yeah.
So in saying that, you have a same-sex couple that comes to you,
Yes.
right? And you may have a feminine couple, or you may have a more masculine couple. Do you happen to have theme weddings for if they want to do like a drag wedding? Have you ever
Yes.
did that before?
I've never done that, but obviously I have the connections to do that. Yes,
Okay,
for sure.
okay. All
yeah,
right,
that would
thank
be
you.
fun.
That would be fun. That's why I brought up like, can you do a drag wedding
Yeah.
like that? What would that be? Let's go back to the beach weddings, because I know we don't have water here, and I know you said that you do. Can you make? Because I know there's a lot of beach clubs here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a theme wedding at a beach club?
Yes.
If that-
yes, we've
okay.
done, not me personally, but I do know some planners here in town that have done weddings like at Mandalay Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can make it be what you want it to be here in Vegas.
That
Literally, we
is
have everything you can
awesome.
imagine.
That is, I should have called
Yeah.
you. But I guess what I might do it again. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. So let me say, what we're gonna do. I want to talk about the catering.
Yes.
So we're gonna do.
Our food is amazing.
We got to pay the bills. So I'm gonna come back and do a commercial break. We're gonna just play one song, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about James and the catering.
Perfect.
And then we're gonna talk about some more stuff. We're gonna get the tea. You're listening to Her Flow right here on the Flow on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. You guys come back with us. Thank you.
Yeah. This time it's different. This time it's all about me on my terms. Yeah. On my terms. Yeah. I walk in shining, head held tall. No second guessing, I deserve it all. Not the woman who waits in line. Yeah. I set the tempo, I draw the line. I've learned my worth, I've claimed my name. This heart's no longer playing games. If you want me, it's gotta be real, 'cause I'm too much woman to just conceal. Lip gloss on my lips, crown on my head. I choose my peace over tears I've shed. No more cycles, no rewind. I move with power, I move with pride. Got lip gloss on my lips, I'm the flame that burns. This love's on my terms, only on my terms. Smile on my face, sparkle in my eyes. I'm not afraid to say goodbye. I've been the dream, I've been the muse, but this time, baby, I get to choose. No more begging, no compromise. I see the truth through all the lies. If you can't love me for all I am, I'll walk away. I know I can, yeah. Lip gloss on my lips, crown on my head. Choose my peace over tears I've shed. No more cycles, no rewind. I move with power, I move with pride. Lip gloss on my lips, I'm the flame that burns. This love's on my terms, only on my terms. I'm not a secret, not second best. I won't accept a love that's less. The game has shifted, the tables turned. This queen knows the throne she's earned on my terms. Yeah, on my terms. On my terms, yeah. No more waiting. No more pain.
Hey,
This is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, I am back. You're listening to Her Flow right here on the Flow on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Every Thursday, I'm blazing hot right at 4 p.m. So you guys make sure you show up because you're going to miss a treat if you don't. And it's not my fault because I keep telling you. So make sure that you do your assignment, bring your friends, come here, share the show. And then, listen, I don't have to keep saying it, right? All right. So I have Lori here from Irresistible from Irresistible Events and Wedding Planning, and she does everything. She's one-stop shop, and she has a partner, James, and we're going to talk about James right now. Shout out to James again, who makes the food, the amazing. I got to get over there to taste it.
Yes.
Like, I just want, maybe I have to pay James to make me one dish, like, just so I can see.
Your favorite.
Yeah, my favorite dish. So let's talk about the catering. We're talking about weddings, and you own a wedding company that you do all the planning from 2 people to 10,000 people, right? Tell me about the catering part of it, of how you accomplished that, and tell me about James and how he got added to your. Did you know James beforehand?
Yes, we used to work together
Okay.
at a previous company.
Okay.
And every day we would say, if this was our company, we would do this, this, and this. And then we finally went out on our own.
Okay.
And James is such an amazing human being. And God always knows to pair
That's right.
opposites together. And I'm one of those type people that I go 1,000 miles per hour, and he knows exactly how to calm me down and get me back on track if I go, a little crazy on him.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you if you're a Capricorn or not, because
No, I'm a Gemini. And so is James. We're both Geminis.
yeah, because I'm a Capricorn, and I promise you, it feels like I had to learn how to just relax because it feels like my brain was like always on overdrive, and so we have a lot of traits alike when it comes to that. And finally, when I finally sit down, I've got to go, okay, brain, you can stop now. We're cool, right? Because I always feel like I have to be doing something, but I've learned to calm down. So is that kind of what you're on overdrive? Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about James, and tell me about the food that you prepare. What type of food do you cater for the weddings?
We can literally make just about anything you can imagine.
Okay.
We do try to stay away from Indian food because of all the spices.
Okay.
But almost anything else, you just tell us what you want and he can make it. He is amazing. We believe in custom menus. We want people to have the food they want, not the food we want them to have.
Right.
We can do everything from a taco bar all the way up to caviar, lobster, anything you can imagine.
My favorite, king crab.
Yes, king crab.
I haven't had one in like so long. I'm like, okay, I'm yearning for a king crab right now. But however, so you do anything that's, so tell me, you said the Indian foods were because of the spice. Kind of get into that a little bit. You said because of the spice.
Yes, they have so many unique spices that we can do basic, but to get authentic, we definitely would not be able to do authentic Indian food by any means.
Okay.
But yes, we do Asian food. We do American, Italian, anything you can imagine.
Okay.
German, Caribbean, like anything you want, he can make.
Okay.
And he amazes me every day. His food is outstanding.
Yeah.
Very, very good food.
Yeah. And do you, like, on the spot, is the food cooked and brought to the venue, or do you cook it at the venue? How does that work?
We have our own commercial kitchen.
Okay.
And so we cook it there, and then we transport it, and we keep the temperature hot. And then when we get to the location of the meal, then we put it in chafing dishes to keep the food warm. I know that a lot of people like to do plated. We can definitely do plated, but I like to educate people on plated because you can even go to some of the highest end places on the strip and say that the meal was not good at a wedding, because any person that cooks, when you leave the oven and you take a plate of food and you walk it through an entire hotel and put it down in front of someone, you're losing heat. So that's why I prefer personally a buffet, because it keeps your food hot and your guests get to select what they would like to eat and not what you want them to eat, basically. So they can, we always accommodate all the dietary restrictions. We put croutons on the side of the salad for gluten-free people. So we do think of all the different dietary restrictions, and I do help people with their menus to include and make sure that all of the main dietary restrictions are being accommodated.
Okay, that's amazing. That is really good. Now, tell me this, because I know you work with a lot of different venues. Are there venues that you're trying to work with right now that you say, hey, I want that venue? Because I know that I've been out to Lake of Las Vegas, which is beautiful.
Yes.
Are you guys able to do weddings, say, at Lake of Las Vegas?
If they have their own catering company, no.
Okay.
We are not. We work with some amazing venues, Serendipity, Lotus House, A Simple Affair. We work with a lot of different wedding venues in the city.
Yeah.
And some smaller venues like Lotus Studio we work with. That's more for birthday parties and things along those lines.
Yeah.
We do a lot of Airbnbs. We have some beautiful, beautiful Airbnbs here. You can rent a mansion if you want and have your wedding at a mansion.
Beautiful.
Yes, I have a couple coming from California, and that's what they're doing. They want to rent a mansion and do a Vegas-themed wedding with Elvis and casino tables and things along those lines. So getting back to your theme.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering that. Yeah. And I know you do a lot of other events too, right?
Yes.
Not just weddings. So I want to make that clear that you do other events.
Correct.
Tell me some of the other events that you do that people will request or ask for, because I don't know.
Yes.
So we got to get that out there.
Yeah, any event that needs food, basically. Baby showers, elopements. We do
divorce parties,
bachelorette. Sure.
Okay,
we can do that.
All right.
Bachelorette parties, like anything that you can imagine that needs food.
Okay.
We do a lot of corporate events.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So before we go on, Lori, and I'm going to get back to a couple of questions that I have for you. Tell me your handles and how people can reach you. If you have a telephone number, if you have a social media page, IG, Facebook, can you tell us that so people will know where to reach you?
Sure. You can reach us at 702-664-9393, or on Instagram, we are Irresistible Events, and our website is irresistibleeventslv.com.
Okay, you guys heard that, irresistibleeventslv.com. Okay, pay attention. All right. So I want to talk to you about also, now I know Vegas is the place for weddings, right? Do people contact you from all over the world?
Oh, yes. Yes, all over the world.
Okay.
They love to come here and get married.
Oh, yeah, because guess what? What happens in Vegas,
Stays in
Vegas, right? So, and then I think they had a new thing a couple of years ago. If it happens in Vegas, it happened in Vegas or something like that. I can't remember, but I know they did a new thing. But still, if it happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas. So one thing that I do want to discuss with you is being a wedding planner. I know you've seen some event planner. I know you've seen some funny things happen. Funny things happen, right? I want you to share, if you don't mind, some of the funniest weddings. You don't have to mention names. Just kind of give me the backdrop story of what happened and how you handle that. Because I want people to know that you are really on top of business here, right? So kind of tell me what's the funniest thing, that if you can think of anything off top of your head.
Well, I did learn early on, if you're doing any type of wedding where there is a pool nearby, to bring towels, because inevitably somebody will wind up in the pool, if not everybody in the pool in their bridal gown. Or
is it because of the liquor?
Possibly.
Or the fun, right?
You're for Vegas. The fun.
So people end up in the pool with their wedding clothes on.
Yes. I have had brides and groom jump in, be pushed in.
Oh my!
Yes. So to me, that's hilarious. Because it's most weddings are a little bit formal. Yeah, and then they always wind up in the pool somewhere.
So that's a story to remember. How did your wedding end? Well, we all ended up in the pool. So and then I know it can be stressful. So tell me, like on a stressful day, how do you handle stress when it comes to the bigger weddings? Because I know 10,000 is a lot. right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the bigger weddings, what do you tell yourself to handle the stress of the bride, the groom, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen? Like, how do you handle, and the kids, because there are kids in the wedding as well too. How do you prepare them, and how do you handle the stress of it?
Basically, if you plan the wedding from beginning to end, you alleviate a lot of the stress, and they feel confidence. They have a lot of confidence in you. And then also another thing is, if anything does go wrong, just don't let the client know unless it's something super important. We fix it before. That's why we get, let's just say, a buffet dinner. We always arrive an hour and a half prior to, just in case. You never know, something could happen. Today I had an event where security wanted to help me load the food in, and they dropped one of our pieces of equipment with food in it. So you just have to stay calm.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you get there early enough and you have plenty of time to fix anything that possibly could happen. They were being very nice and wanted to help us into the building, and then, dropped. Luckily, no food was damaged.
Okay.
It was just the equipment that the food was in. But you just never know from day to day what could happen. Everybody's human, so you just plan, and then we only let the client know if it's something we cannot handle before the event starts.
Right. Now, do you guys, because I know there's different ways to maybe tell people, hey, listen, we can't do this and we can't do that. Is there anything that you would say that you can't do?
One thing I do not do is, unfortunately, shots. Our insurance company does not allow us to do shots because they consider that overpouring the client. But there's ways around it, add a little ice to what they're interested in. I'm very open-minded. That is one thing about living in Vegas. You kind of need to be a little open-minded compared to other cities.
Yeah.
I really have not had anybody ask me to do anything that I felt uncomfortable.
You couldn't do.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, do you also provide, if someone says, I want an ice sculpture? Because I've seen a couple of ice sculptures at the weddings. And so do you provide that?
Yes, we work with a company that makes them for us, but we design them.
Oh, so, you design them?
Yes, we work with the bride and groom or whoever, whoever's having a party.
Okay.
And we help come up with the design for the sculpture.
I like you, Lori.
Yeah.
I think you're amazing. I'm going to just come back. And when we come back, we're just going to recap what we need to do. Matter of fact, you know what? I won't come back. What I want to do is I want to tell people, hey, listen, you have been listening to The Flow. And we're going to say, Lori's been here with us from Irresistible Events. And you guys tell me one more time, Lori, so that people can know. I don't want them to have any excuse on why they didn't contact you for the wedding. No excuse at all, right? So tell me again how to reach you. And then we're going to close out the show. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
IrresistibleEventsLV.com or 702-664-9393.
Okay. And then on social media, you are on IG and Facebook?
IG and Facebook. Irresistible Events.
Irresistible Events. And you may be able to meet the wonderful Lori here in James. And James, I want some food. I'm just saying. I got to get with you because I'll tell you my favorite. You guys, thank you for tuning in. You have been listening to Her Flow right here on The Flow on Hot 702.5 FM. And you guys, if you have nothing to do on Saturday, okay, we have the dating show at the Old School Hookah Lounge. If you want to be hooked up and you need to find a boo, check out the Vibe Check right there at the Old School Hookah Lounge. Look it up. All right. Thank you for tuning in. You've listened to The Flow right here with Her Flow on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow where we're bringing you the best in hip hop, R&B, and talk.